speaking of Kyrie, the other Brooklyn Nets star who wants out of Brooklyn, Kyrie Irving opted into his $36 million deal. After this, he will be an unrestricted free agent. And it's been reported that Kyrie Irving told the Nets he wants to be a Laker. He's trying to get his way to Los Angeles and have a LeBron James reunion in the purple and gold. Now, I want to ask you guys this. Do you think Kyrie Irving will be traded to the Lakers before the season starts? Or will the Nets hold him for a year and be like, hey, Kyrie, Katie, you guys are Brooklyn Net for the 2022-2023 season. I don't care if you guys are not happy here, play together. Or do you think they're just going to ship Kyrie off to LA and have him be reunited with LeBron James once again?
I mean, to talk about Kyrie is like trying to figure out, the weather. All I know is he's in a position now where he should be on his quote unquote best behavior, because this season he'll be playing for his next contract, wherever that is, and listen, if you're Kevin Durant, do you want, because there's talk out there saying, well, if the LA Lakers take Irving, can they unload Westbrook? Can you imagine how Kevin Durant would feel like, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. So, there'll be two reunions in that case, and one would be storybook and the other would be a nightmare. So, I'm all Kyrie'd out at this point. It's exasperating.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If the Nets are going to keep KD, they might as well keep Kyrie, you might as well
contain all that confusion in one place instead of spreading it out. Keep all that madness in one asylum.
Like letting it spread through the
NBA
like a virus. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess that'd be their best move if they keep it KD, right? And they have all the cards in their hands on that one. Just keep Kyrie. He wants to go to LA. He can go next year. Meaning the following season, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know where to see that situation with Kyrie because, like I said, if you're the Nets, okay, we're going to give up Kyrie Irving, but we're going to get back Russell Westbrook. First of all, Steve Nash would have a headache trying to coach this guy. KD is going to not want to play anymore. He's going to pull a Ben Simmons like, yeah, I'm not playing with him. There's a reason why he left them in the first place.
Ooh, but they could get Carmelo Anthony. Ooh.
No, listen, man. Melo, no. Listen, I love Melo, but Russell Westbrook is like 2 migraines a day. He's a great player, but he just keeps turning over the damn basketball. You can't.
Is that all he does?
Well, that's the glaring.
That's
thing
his big fault.
That's just one of the most glaring things that he does. So I don't see how that's gonna work. Because if you're the Nets, if you're Sean Marks, why would I give you Kyrie? Okay, yes, in your thoughts, you may think he's a headache, but he's still better than Russell Westbrook. Very talented. He's not gonna turn the basketball over. I mean, why would I want that for somebody who looks like their hands is made of like water or something? They can't hold on to anything. And then a Westbrook and KD reunion. I don't even know what their relationship is like. I mean, they've been on talking terms, but you think KD's gonna be okay with that? He's like, hold on. Not only that I'm stuck with you guys for 4 more years if you don't trade me. I gotta play with this guy for a whole another year again. There's a reason why I left him.
Mm-hmm.
And you make me.
I can't stand.
Katie would have a headache. Katie, oh no, oh Lord, the city, the borough Brooklyn would just burn into flames. Yo, can you imagine the backcourt at Barclays Center with Ben Simmons and Russell Westbrook on the same team? The oh my God, the hoop would just like you guys know what drive-by shooting sound like. That's exactly what it's gonna sound like at the Barclays Center. All them bricks that they're gonna be shooting up. The backboard is just gonna be broken of glass everywhere. With Ben Simmons and Russell Westbrook on the same team, that is a disaster. As a Nets fan, I do not want that to happen. I don't think nobody in that meeting wants that to happen.
I just think Barclays Center would be a prime place for an exorcism.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christ. We're just shitting on the Nets here. Okay, but let me ask you guys this
I mean,
question.
look, you can say that, right?
Go
But
ahead.
like, all right, I know you're a Nets fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there another team you're a huge fan of?
I like the Lakers.
Okay.
I like the Lakers.
All right. I
So you
can't.
I'm
can't
not
lose
like
either
a
way.
big fan,
Yeah,
but
that's the
I
exception.
like the
He picked
Lakers,
the-
even like when Kobe, Lamar Odom, Paul Gasol, when they had Bynum,
Yeah.
Derek Fisher, Matt Barnes. Yeah.
So you can't lose either way.
Yeah, if he goes,
But in
yeah,
this-
that's
in
the
this deal-
exception.
Okay, but
I'm
hold on. I
saying 'cause
can't
the
take
Lakers
a
is
flight to
probably
Los
the-
Angeles to watch the Lakers play.
How
I
often
go to
do I fly
Barclays
to San
Center.
Francisco?
Honestly,
I go there maybe
the-
once a year.
I feel like the Lakers, he picked the only other team that Kyrie could go to and where it wouldn't disintegrate. You know what I mean? Like, so I can't, because like I'd never want Kyrie Irving in Phoenix, you know, like ever. So
Ever?
ever. You know what I mean? And I think most teams at this point, and that's the thing, like, you got I agree with Kyle's point on this too. Like, he's got a 36, right? $1 million
Yeah,
extension,
36, 37, something like that.
right? How about I don't want to say shut up and dribble, but you know what I mean? Like, how about you get out there, play your game, play for that next contract, remind people of what Kyrie Irving is, because he's become synonymous with cockamamie.
That's what my point was. I'm like, this is your proving ground here. This season, stop making waves, ball out, and then you can write your own ticket.
And I think my opinion, not that my opinion matters, but I think the rest of the NBA's opinion will change. You know what I mean? When he reminds them of who he is and why he became a superstar in the first place. You know, it wasn't for the flat earth or all this other. I just can't stand it. It's like, stop it, man. Like, it's almost like as if somebody got a gun to his head and tell him, like, I want you to commit career suicide this year, no matter what you got to do. You know what I mean? Like, why is he doing this stuff? Like, just play. Like, and I know there's all these other. All right, but fine, we're done with all that now, and we're still like talking about Kyrie in a sense of like, oh no, toxic, toxic, you know.
Yep.
So, I mean, Wells, what do you think about that? Like, I mean, he's a Hall of Fame player. He could be, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, he's definitely going to the Hall of Fame. I mean,
of course.
His resume, there's people in the Hall of Fame who doesn't even have half his resume. So
Okay,
Kyrie,
let's not go over the top 75 snubs.
No, I'm not even talking. I'm not even talking about the top 75 because there's more than 75 players in the Hall of Fame. But if you look at his resume, half the people in the Hall of Fame don't even have half his resume. So he's definitely a Hall of Fame player.
But the last year or two, it's like, where's that Kyrie? Where's the Hall of Fame Kyrie?
That's the point. That's the point that I'm making too. It's like, you need to reestablish your professionalism and not let your quirky personality precede that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because for all Westbrook's everything, like in his terrible fashion sense, it's not like he's wearing those weird clothes on the court.
But he designed those.
He designed
those?
those?
He got his own. Yeah, he's got his own clothing line.
Ooh. Anyway.
Really? Hey. He did that on purpose?
Oh man, he's gonna come after you too, like he did Skip Bayless on Twitter.
I am not Skip Bayless. I will knock Russell Westbrook. I'm not Skip Bayless, man.
He's gonna take a flight to where you stay.
I'm good. I will go DJ a party in LA and wait for him afterwards. I'm good. I'm good money on that.
Those are fighting words.
Just because he was friends with Nipsey Hussle doesn't mean he was built for that. I'm good. Like, no cap at all. Like, I'm good. I ain't even ragging on him hard. He just dresses weird. You know what I mean? But like, would I be the first person to say that? Really? He dresses like he's colorblind and got dressed in the dark.
Jesus.
Like, wow.
Oh, y'all would wear his special?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. All right. Y'all just leaving it to me to say, so he can come after me, right?
Hey, you're the Charles Barkley of the team, so of course.
Oh, please stop saying that. Because he's another one I can't stand. And y'all know that. That's why you keep saying it. Can't stand him. We'll let him win a foot race.
With who?
Well,
Against
whoever
who?
the hell else is in the studio. I guess the only person he can beat is Skip Bayless.
Well, he wants to physically beat Skip Bayless, so there
Yeah,
you
I'm
go.
sure, but you know what I mean. Like Skip Bayless. Like, I saw what Russell Westbrook said to Skip Bayless on Twitter. Like that's bully ball, and got his wife jumping it. Like
That's the
really,
best.
you got to go that hard against Skip Bayless.
That's the best when you get your mom and your spouse
Your
to
mom and
defend
your
you
wife and everybody involved. Like
on
Skip
Twitter.
Bayless look like one of us should be helping him across the street. Like you are not a gangster going after Skip Bayless, bro. Come on, man. It's like the old man from the Kevin Hart jokes. Look at a cat drinking milk out the bowl. Like, oh, man.
So
y'all had to get me started.
Going back to the whole Kyrie thing, and since Kyrie and Katie like tied up the hip, so we could bring Katie into this again for a little bit. But since you have, if you were Joe Tsai, you have both of those guys under contract for at least one more year. Would you tell them, hey, we're sorry you're unhappy, but this is the mess that you made in Brooklyn. You guys are going to play together. And it's a two-part question. Would you tell them yes to just say, hey, you know, we're not going to trade you. We have a good chance of winning the title. Katie, you got 4 years left on your deal. Kyrie, you got a year. You got a good roster around you. We're going to play and see what happens. And two, do you think it's the Brooklyn Nets' fault because let me not interject too much, but I believe this is part of the management fault, part of the front office fault, because they gave Katie and Kyrie too much power. Now, I understand. I'm the first person to say NBA is a player-driven league. And when you are making a big transaction, you will want to run that by your franchise superstar player because at the end of the day, they're going to be the ones playing with the players you assemble on the roster. But we have been heard reports that pretty much KD okayed everything. He okayed Steve Nash getting hired. He okayed them with the Ben Simmons, James Harden trade. He okayed them, bringing in, signing in DeAndre Jordan when they first joined in 2019. So he okayed a lot of the transactions in Brooklyn. Do you think that the disaster, the mess that the Nets are in is part reason for the front office fault, giving them that much power? Because as a general manager, your job is to assemble the team. Now, if you're asking your star player for every hey, what do you think we should do with this? Then you're not really doing your job. But what do you guys think about that?
Hold on 1 second. Well, first of all, I think that the Nets should definitely, first of all, what they're doing, they're supposedly doing their due diligence, right? They're exploring these trade scenarios. They're not liking what they're offered, what they could possibly get back. Then they, like I said earlier, they have leverage, and I don't think that they should feel like they're obligated or forced backed into a corner to appease them with their trade requests. I think they hold all the cards, and I if I were Sean Marks, I would say, okay, guys, listen, you're getting paid to be here, go suit up, play nice, and let's go get what you guys came here for, what you say you were playing for, which is a championship, or at least go further into the playoffs than 4 games into the first round as of recent. As far as whether or not the same party is to blame for giving them so much empowerment, meaning Kyrie and Kevin, I don't know if I would say. Let's put it this way: in the post-game press conference, after they lost Game 4 against Boston, one of the things Kyrie alluded to was how he and Kevin, along with the others, the backup players, aka the front office, will operate the team, run the team. Listen, right there, we knew that they might have given too much empowerment to the wrong person. Maybe one person in the room that didn't need all that kind of empowerment, didn't really, earn that based on this past season. So maybe they did give them, because you run decisions by your superstar players, the ones who bring people into the building and fill the seats in the arenas. you do run things by them, if only as a courtesy, not mandatory, but at least a common courtesy, and to nurture a good working environment and cooperation and whatnot. So, but I don't think that they are totally to blame, if suddenly people are, because you show faith in the player by giving him almost $200 million for 4 more years. You show good faith by saying, listen, we're gonna still have you here, despite the fact that your reputation of jumping from team to team for whatever your random reason is. I don't think that I would place too much blame on the Nets organization for what the debacle is called the Nets right now.